Let's see. I don't know, thorn-wise. I have a lot of like funny, because I don't really get like upset at guests. Like I kind of just laugh it off. And also I haven't really had a lot of bad experiences with, like not really bad. Like people will be like, ah, fuck you, and I'll be like, LOL.
Yeah, when someone's like goes to yell at me, I'm like, I'll call a coordinator.
Yeah. I'm always
I just stand there and
not my problem.
I'm always like, have a fantastic day.
I don't.
But no, the one time.
you would not hear that come out of my mouth. Fantastic.
No, the one time I snapped at a guest was when they got mad at a Make-A-Wish family for taking a long time, like figuring out who was gonna go with who on Pan.
My God.
So like they yell at that, like they turn at the Make-A-Wish family and they're like, will you just hurry up?
Oh.
And so then like the Make-A-Wish family gets on the ride, and I wait until they get on the ride for me to look at them and be like, how dare you? They are a Make-A-Wish family, you should be ashamed of yourselves. I said that to a guest. I was so happy. But then, yeah.
You know what? Don't even watch your step. Just get on the fucking belt.
I saw
I feel like
these
they'd be
things.
too embarrassed of themselves to complain as well.
I was like, why would you say that to a Make-A-Wish family? Do you know what they're here for? Well, the whole thing.
What'd they say?
They were just kind of speechless. Anyways, they get off the ride and I saw them apologize to the family.
I've had
There we go,
I
man.
snapped.
There we go. What a hero.
Yeah, my rose was the first time well, not the first time, I told like
Met all of us.
met all of you obviously, but like job-wise, like there was a family, like they were having like a really difficult time, and I had asked them if they like knew about the DAS thing, and they didn't know about it, so I told them, like I gave them all the information.
Can you pause for 2 seconds?
What?
This boy's over here feeling himself like.
Ah!
No one's paying attention.
What the?
Oh my god! I've never been so uncomfortable.
I'm just singing a song.
And you weren't uncomfortable yesterday?
I was fixing my hair.
Let people enjoy their.
And you weren't uncomfortable yesterday with Neville's comment?
Oh my God.
What did Neville say yesterday?
It was a couple of days ago. He said that he was
Oh,
going to write my book.
yesterday.
It was yesterday? Oh, it was yesterday saying that he was going to write my book and say that,
That's not what we said.
what was it?
He told me to reach up your shirt. And
Oh, yes!
You're having
Yeah,
one time I said when he put the raincoat on me and tightened it up, I said I looked like a human condom. Never. He said, Colton better not be using anything. And I
Then he proceeded to tell me that his headlights were the size of grapes, and I was like, no, I didn't ask.
One time, every time I see Neville, he'll be like, "Are you ready to go back to Small Road for a shag on him?" And I'm like, "Neville, you can't say these things to me." And he's just like, "But we need a snug. I'll show you how it's done, Autumn." And I'm like, "Neville."
Autumn's giving it an accent.
Right, so back to Ryan's story.
Yeah, my promise was that I helped this family like figure out the whole DAS situation. And the mom was like, oh my god, you saved our vacation, thank you so much. And she was like, can I hug you? And I was like, I guess, yeah.
I love imagine you
I
saying
know that story.
So then she gives me a hug.
Okay.
But generally, it's just like the families that have like things like that, like disabilities, because like as much as we try to help, it is still like a lot of inconveniences for them.
Yeah.
So like, but they're still always like the nicest group usually. So.
Except the ones who think they're entitled to get on the ride straight away, and you're like, sorry, this is to like simulate that you're in the line.
Yeah.
You do not get to come.
But
straight
most of
away.
the time,
Right?
they're some of the
Cut
nicest.
that. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Joe, do you have a cat? Where is it?
I met the nicest Make-A-Wish family. I was like on hand.
Believe in what your heart is saying. Hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste. There's so much to celebrate. Believe in, I don't know the words. Inside, give yourself the wings to fly. You have everything to stop. If you believe. You know I sing.
I know, but that was
You
your
better not now, I'm telling you. I know what I'm saying.
You better not tell.
You better watch
You look like that vine of the girl. We're going to Disneyland.
Have you seen that with Shalissa? Me,
We got cameras here.
bitch. There we go.
I cannot get back down there.
All your subscribers, I want all of them.
They should play the Clarabelle Cow version.
That fucking shit sucks.
I love Takes Me. We play Takes Me Christmas. Please someone play Takes Me Christmas. Put on Santa Tell Me.
If you're really there, don't make me fall in
Love again.
You won't be here next year.
But I'm just gonna make it out. No, you can talk to me.
He didn't read yet.
Okay, so we all knew today was going to come, but we believed it wouldn't come as quickly as it did. Today is the day that we say goodnight to Magic Kingdom, and to each other we say, see you again real soon. Our journey began with Once Upon a Time, and for the last 5 months we have been a part of something bigger than merely working at a theme park. We have been a part of helping to carry on a legacy created by a man who followed his dreams to create magic and memories for all guests of all ages, for generations to come. Sir Walt Disney. I embarked on a journey to work at the happiest place on earth, where I gained experience, knowledge, skills and academic credit to excel my career in the theme park industry, to grow and develop and eventually achieve my dreams. Not only was it a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for work, but an opportunity to grow my professional network and meet some people who will remain with me forever. This was not have been possible without you all and the experiences we encountered and shared. Throughout our journey, some of us cleaned poop. We stood over puke.
What?
We moved 4,467,324 strollers. We guarded lives by the pool. We were stressed. We cursed out and got abused. We got threatened, and some of us got physically punched and pushed. We made kids cry. We made adults cry, and even we cried. We laughed, we sang, we danced, we made kids smile and gave them joy. We saw beautiful little princesses and princes. We made adults nostalgic, and we created magic for dreamers of all ages. We created memories, we created friendships, we created relationships, we created a family. Look around tonight and don't stop staring at each other, and you will notice we are not friends, but truly a loving, dysfunctional family. To each other, we are fantastic listeners and guiding lights in the darkness of doubt, and I want you all to feel honoured to know these people are by your side to support, criticise, laugh, and share these experiences with you. So today is not a day to say goodbye. It is a day to say see you again real soon. There was a reason why we were put on the same journey, now given the people we are in our hearts. So the time will come when it will happen again. No matter where we go, where we live, we will all stay in each other's hearts forever. As Walt perfectly puts it, we keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things, because we're curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. So for one last time, I say to you all, have a feel how magical, fantastical day.
Aww.
That was so kind. That was so well written. Oh my god.
That's so nice.
That's my favorite. I really hurts to open it.
Wow.
It's not the time, just come back.
So you have to read that again.
What?
The queen.
Okay. I don't know how to open this.
Well, I guess I'll go home then, eh?
Hi. You missed his speech.
No, I'm so mad.
I know this song. Was it Dima's speech?
Hey, love you all.
Was Dima's speech?
No, it's okay.
Love you.
What the fuck is this?
This is my phone.
Bye-bye. Time to hang the stockings up. Tomorrow's
Is this the
Christmas
Wiggles?
Day. It's high five.
Is that the Grinch? Very nice. Okay, Bob.
I'm on high five sing every year at the Christmas carols right before Christmas. And then Santa flies off and it was only presents for the boys.
Bring your glasses yet?
Oh, so first I lose my car all the time, now I lost my freaking sunglasses.
Everybody give me a like.
I'm an emotional, forgetful bitch.
The button.
Hold on, I'm gonna just give my speech.
You know you can put still timer on that, right? Yeah, it's got timer. Okay, everyone get back a little bit so everyone fits. Everyone get back. Can you put the make sure the flash is on? Oh, 3 Shannon, can you come back? Everyone needs to move back. And
Oh my god. Wait, front guard has to go down a bit. Do a sorority squad.
Yeah, sorority squad.
How far can I stick out my ass without making it?
Okay, I'm gonna come next to you first, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
I want to touch my chin. I wasn't ready. Come on.
Go again.
You get 10 seconds.
Ready?
No. That's only 3.
One with a flash.
One more time, one more time.
Yeah, I'm like fucked up all the time.
Ready? 3, 2, and one more with flash.
Okay, now a silly one.
I just found
I did it this year. I did it this silly one.
Oh, there's some 10 photos. They were a burst of 10 photos.
You can go fuck yourself over there.
Like squatting down.
Take 10.
Where can I park this really? Shannon, can you take some lights?
We're gonna have a lot of video media.
Why are we all so pale?
It's because it's summer in Australia. So Santa's very short. Duh. There, I fixed it.
I can't do that.
Group hug! I'll be on the outside. I don't really do like.
I'm holding somebody's
The light fall. Saw it. Light fall.
Hey, from a new card.
Yeah, well, it's my card. That's all right. I just want to finish my story.
Everybody here in this room always has a place in New Jersey. Hi guys, you want to see Josh Pumpkin? Love with your mouth so bright. Won't you guys? Hi guys, you want to see Josh Pumpkin? Ew. Look! What is that? I was going to show you. Oh, here, wait, I can show you the pumpkin. Show my camera. Shake your safe on Shannon. Hi guys. I wasn't looking. This is a freezer bags, quart and gallon. This is a pumpkin.
Okay, well, we're throwing this out.
We're throwing your pumpkin away!
We're throwing this is gone. This is done. This is canceled. Very much pressure. That's over. That's
How long is this song?
Wait, who's singing Bring It On?
I know the song.
These are jazz hands.
These are
Us.
jazz hands.
I have a little, I made it out of metal, and little,
Alright, bye. I have to sign both of your books.
It's don't you forget.
I just really have.
Yeah. This trouble literally writes sentences and it's like, no. Every time I sign someone's book, I write, I'm ready. On the Australian run. Just like me, thankful. I would be just eating cream.
It's been a thankfully everywhere and like these are the songs you should play in the car all the time. So I'll just be on the Australian run. I'm from New Jersey, I pump this, not gas. We literally have t-shirts.
Wait, I can make this for the stage show.
Do it. Follow me on Instagram at Shannon Loud.
I went to the party and I watched the video, and my roommate was taking a video of me, and I was just.
My last shift is the 31st. If they roster me on the 1st of January, I'm calling out and going to
Look, did you see my dog in her new outfit?
Wait, do you know that we're supposed to work on the 1st? You get the 2nd and 3rd off.
What is it?
They're going to schedule me on the 1st. So I'm calling out to go watch it for after.
No,
You blocked out.
and you will get deported.
Alex, we love you.
You're blocked out though. You
Yeah,
couldn't
we can't even
you
get
couldn't even
into
get in
the
if you
No,
wanted.
first we're not blocked out.
Yes, we are.
No, not the 1st.
Yeah.
31st, 30th we are, not the 1st. Let me finish talking before you interrupt me. Sorry for talking while you're interrupting. Let's all do a rose and thorn of what we've enjoyed of this program.
Can we not?
Yeah, rose and thorn. So something positive,
And that part.
something funny and hilarious, and then something really negative that we thought, oh my goodness, these morons are morons.
Yeah, Joe. I don't know you're not Joe.
Joe?
Oh, Jay.
Hi, how are you?
Spicy.
The audacity.
No, because I just want to hear all your funny stories.
Disrespect.
Well, why are you starting?
Well, I don't really have anything yet.
So,
I was hoping Sarah could start. Because I'm pretty sure Sarah's got something interesting.
Oh, tonight I was just so weak.
Go Ryan, you start.
Wow, that's just a
A rose and a thorn.
That's all.
Just something like the most funniest story or something good and then something that you just hated.
Stop. How much?
No!
You must ask us to do that in 17 days.
I've lost a whole round
That's
five.
something that happened to me.
Just something hilarious, like the...
In that notebook that is in CS, it's something every day that's happened.
Just like a
I love
fucking robot.
I'll start. My favorite part is when I moved a lady's stroller. So I started work at 4:45.
Is this the Pinocchio?
Is this yeah.
You told
This
me.
is my favorite story. So I started work at 4:45. I got abused by a moron at 4:50. So I was at PFH and I went up to him like, ma'am, I'm sorry you can't park your stroller here. You're more than happy to give me the princesses and I'll move it for you behind the carousel. And she's like, well, don't you understand I have valuables in there? And I was like, no, I don't understand, ma'am. Why would you leave your valuables in a stroller when you're going off into an attraction? And she huffed and puffed, so she took her bag and she threw it to her mum on an ECV. And she stormed off. I said, ma'am, just so you know, I'm gonna have to move your stroller because it's in a no stroller parking area. She's like, oh, of course you are. No worries.
Of course you are.
So her stroller got moved, not to the wall next to Pinocchio's bathrooms, not in the foyer of Pinocchio's bathrooms, but in the male toilets of Pinocchio's bathrooms.
You moved it there?
And then fuck it. And then I left. Went into TDS and sat down. And then one of the other co-workers came in and she sat down in front of me and she's like, Dimos, I fucking hate you.
Is this Ashley?
I'm like, yeah.
When this is the Moses lady?
I was like, why? What happened? She's like, this lady come up, she said we're the worst cast members, she hates us, she's gonna put a report in about all of us, yada yada. And she goes, you can tell that cast member, Demosis, that I'm putting a report in about him. I was like,
Oh no!
Bathroom?
yeah!
In the why would you go to the bathroom with a stroller?
Because I didn't like her. So I
Why are people like, what is this guy doing? That must have been so fucking weird.
I was like, it's not happening. And then probably Thorn
Just a bad idea.
would be, or the worst experience would be when I went up to a family on the carousel and I was like, hey guys, like your son can't be like on here, you need to strap him down, blah blah blah. And the mother turned around and goes, geez, you think you know what a female looks like, wouldn't you? I was like, man, your son is 6 months old wearing a male's costume. I'm sorry I got that wrong. And just walked off.
Is it like 15 cans small?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter where
that
you
was my
are.
entertaining story.
Corridor?
Gordon, yeah.
What's your thorn?
That's my thorn that I accidentally caught a kid, a male instead of female. That felt so bad for the child, not for the mother.
I guess like my rose.
Oh, here we go.
Every rose.
I love roses by the way. Oh, daddy.
Yeah.
What?
And then I look like this.
Oh,
Is that Joe Sharkey or Jared Unowitz?
What?
Is that Joe Sharkey or Jared Unowitz?
I'm like, that's so easy though.
They're different people.
I was not gonna turn you and say, don't, you don't have to say anything. Oh my god, no.
You should have pulled me
From where?
right.
Be that
So I met a guy. So Autumn firstly met him.
You met a guy? I haven't heard
Just
about this.
no. So I lost my drink bottle. I freaked out. I called Brian and I was like, I need a 103. I need to go find my drink bottle because my sunglasses on my drink bottle. And I was like, I paid $12 for that sunglasses case. I was not about to lose it. I knew it was in the bathroom. I ran down to the bathroom. Autumn 103 me.
Did someone keep track of the pizzas?
Yeah, no, climbed up there.
Okay.
When I came back, she was talking to this man, and this like adult, like he had a disability of some kind, and his dad was about 60 years old. So we were just talking to them, and
I'm like.
we were just talking to them about stuff. And he was told us the story. He had this hat, and a bunch of people had signed it. He was like, I was getting Minnie Mouse to sign it.
Yeah,
and I decided after meeting all these lovely cast members, instead of getting characters to sign it, I wanted all the cast members to sign it. So me and Autumn, he was like, can you guys sign our hat? And we were like, we would love to sign your hat. Like, we feel so honoured. So we both signed his hat. I wrote Shannon from Australia because I already saw this like other Shannon, and I was like, no. And Autumn signed the hat, and I don't know, Autumn had to leave for some reason.
You already got it, didn't you?
Nope.
Oh, he went on to go. Oh,
Before
did you get your
that,
water bottle? So
Before that, girl, I remember I said like,
Yeah,
I
the
wanted
water
to
bottle was found, sunglasses were
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we found the water.
I remember
missed
first
all
though,
of that.
I said that I wanted to get them on a fast pass. I said I really want to do something for you guys. You've made our night, and he said, well, it would really make his night if he got
Yes.
a hug from the both of you.
So we did end up, we hugged him, and he was wearing a grumpy shirt, and I was like, you shouldn't be wearing a
I
grumpy
wanted to
shirt.
die.
You shouldn't be wearing, you should be wearing a happy shirt.
So sad.
And so they were about to walk off, and then the guy with the disability was like, I want to ride this, I want to ride small ones. So I was like, go down.
What the hell was that?
After the front row, you guys were our VIPs. So they went down, and I called up Sarah, who was on unload at the time, and I said, if you're still there when they get back, just like let them know that they're VIPs and stuff. Sarah ended up having to leave, but that was fine. I gave them the price of both though. So they ended up exiting Small World, and Brian was there at the time, and they told Brian that me and Autumn had been like the nicest girls ever, and Brian was like, that's so good to hear, like I love my cast, like I think they're wonderful, blah blah blah. Brian four-keysed us, and then he came up to me and he was like, I really want to give you something, and I was like, I don't need anything, like you guys are just like lovely, like you guys make it worth it. He's like, no, I want to give you something. I was like, no, it's fine, like you don't have to give me anything. He was like, here's this, and he gave me a pin. He was like, in a few years this is going to be worth a lot. And it was a limited edition opening Disneyland pin for Shanghai. So I have this most beautiful pin in the entire world, like this little Winnie the Pooh with like bright blue crystals. And it's like sitting on my table at home. And I was like, thank you so much.
For that.
He was like, hold on to this. It's going to be worth a lot in a few years, and thank you so much. And then they went on their way.
Guess you didn't get shit because they were only unloaded by that pan.
Yeah.
Fine. I just kind of hugged. It's cool. Fuck off.
That was the best moment that I've had with a guest.
And your thorn?
Driving home with me today.
Literally. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I just looked at Roddy. He's holding a bottle and he's just like.
A baby.
He's also like dancing with the other.
I
Robin?
don't know if I can thorn. Maybe the surgery. Maybe appendicitis.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
Well, you got
Appendicitis.
You got to go through it together.
We got to have
thorn in your side?
We need matching tattoos. We have matching scars. Woo! But also matching tattoo. Yeah.
Robin?
Come back to me.
Grant? Rose and Thorn? You're the only Grant in here, my friend.
I don't know.
Sarah?
I feel like you haven't been here long enough.
Never heard what we've heard.
Yeah.
You don't
A
know.
lot of shitty things happen to me. I don't know if I could like.
Let's go get.
Let us in! Let us in!
Yeah, you. There was the first day I ever went to Pan Merge and they chanted at me.
Wait, is this Rose or
Your
Thorn?
first day too.
This is all
Second day.
I got booed my first day.
Then
Oh, the first
after
day I had a lady push past me and say that her and her son was going.
They
And she
were
got
like-
like 5 people, and I was like, ma'am, you cannot. And she was just like, I'm going. And I looked at everyone else, they're like, it's fine. I was like, yay!
So the first time we dumped the cute poo, it was scarring.
I would have been like, ma'am, okay, security will be waiting when you get out. So yeah, it was like my second day. After August, I did not touch Pan Merge until early December. I avoided it like the plague. So they chanted at me. Almost getting pulled into the pan boat ride track. That was a good day. Getting punched by a guest was a fun day.
God.
Wait, was someone punched you?
Yeah, in the arm. Just like purposely, like literally, like slippery assault. And I was standing there, and I was shaking so bad. And Adam was like, hey, like, do you wanna call security? And I was like, it's okay, like, it's fine. And I could not stop shaking. Then there was that really mean guest relations lady.
Wait, did you ever ask Stephanie what happened?
I have no idea.
What's her name?
Oh, trust me, Stephanie, if Stephanie does what she says.
I don't know, I forget what her name was.
Every blonde woman that comes through, I'm like, you her? I feel like
I think that was
No, it was Erica.
Fuck you, Erica.
Don't you want a job in the future?
None of this is going on. This is more so like for
I was
us.
gonna say love you, Erica. Love you, Erica. Love you, Erica. It's like really aggressive.
Chelsea's voiceover. Love you, Erica.
All I remember is you running into CVS and everyone being like, what the fuck did you just do to her? And I was like, I didn't do it.
And then I was gripping the shoulder and you were like, I'm gonna move that for you. Like, you go into CVS, and then I just stood in CVS and I started talking.
And you like ran up to me, you were like, get their names. And I was like, okay.
Wait, Sarah, can you explain the story so we can relive it in the future?
Do you want me to do that?
I was not invited.
So it was it the
Sunny day of December 3rd.
day before, or the day after Thanksgiving then?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's Thanksgiving.
It was the day before Thanksgiving.
It was?
It was the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so then it was a Wednesday. And I was living my life. I was
No, it wasn't. It was Thanksgiving. Because I was off. I was working.
Yeah,
I didn't
oh, yeah,
have
there was
Thanksgiving.
because then I looked at Megan and I said, I just wish Shannon was here. Okay, then there was the really mean lady that yelled at me at West Ropes, and then Alex made Shannon cover.
A lot of thorns.
A lot of thorns.
Yeah, why are you so
Every
Right?
rose
Like,
has
where's
a
my
thorn.
self-turn? Okay, send me home. So it was a Wednesday, and I was at PVH, and this new person who like didn't know what they were doing was at standby, and the line was really long, so I was just trying to help. So I went over to like field questions, to, like help Robin out, so she didn't have to do both fast pass and
Oh, I
standby.
know exactly who was there with me.
I
Who was it?
Adam from Australia. And so he was there, literally had no idea what he was doing. I was trying to hand out dad's return time. I was trying to answer questions while Robin was trying to check our fast pass line. So then Grant walks over and is like, hey, like, can I help you with anything? I'm like, yeah, just like take the device. I'm gonna go check PVH, make sure no strollers are getting cards there. And as I'm walking over, the lollipop for where fast pass is, I see this guest relations woman stopping traffic and like letting her whole party into the line, and I was like, I was like, hi guys, like unfortunately you're able to go through fast pass, but like you are gonna have to join the end of the line. Like can't really have you cutting in front of guests to like actually have fast pass. Like really nice about it, didn't say anything. She lets out this biggest sigh, rolls her eyes at me, and goes, all right guys, she's sending us to the back of the line. And I was like, okay, whatever. She's just angry I caught her like doing something she shouldn't be doing. She's just gonna be petty about it. Whatever, I don't care. I was keeping my composure, it was totally fine. So I noticed that she had 2 wheelchairs in her party, so I was like, okay, gotta ask them our boarding requirement questions. So I was like, hey, like noticed you had 2 wheelchairs in your party, making sure everyone's comfortable walking on the moving walkway. And before I even finished, she cuts me off and she's like, that's okay, sweetie, like I worked here, you don't need to do any of that for me, but like thanks again for doing nothing for us and sending us to the end of the line. I was like, hey. I was like, okay, cool, still don't say anything. I was like, whatever, she's still just mad, no problem. It's not till I hear her shit talking me to her party and like her guests until I actually say something. Because as they're walking away, they were like, hey, like what did she ask you? Like they were just curious about what I got asked. And she was like, she asked if you could walk on the moving walkway. Like that's ridiculous. Like of course you can walk on the moving walkway. Like you just did Space Mountain. Which first of all,
Like you do that.
Space Mountain doesn't have a moving walkway. Second of all, I was not emailed a personal itinerary of your schedule, so how the fuck am I supposed to know what ride you were just on? Third of all, it is my job to ask you these questions for everybody's safety. And like, I don't really want to get fired, so like, just making sure everybody's okay. So I hear her saying this, and I'm like, nope. Third thing you did, worst thing you did, I need to tell you something. And I was like, actually guys, not just walking on the moving walkway, making sure you can climb down a ladder or staircase in case of an emergency evacuation, that's up to about 12 feet. Again, I don't even finish my sentence and she cuts me off and she's like I said, I did your job, but thanks again for doing nothing. And I go, okay, so since you know I did my job, I'm required to ask you all these questions for safety, but I'm really glad that everybody's safe and can ride the attraction. Have a great rest of your night. Then I start crying. Like instantly as I walk away from this woman, I'm shaking and I'm crying. I whip open the CVS door and I'm just standing there crying. And I was like, okay, I really want to know this woman's name. So I go back up to Fast Fast and I go, Robin, can you just like get this person's name for me? And also just like do me a quick favor and double check if their party is comfortable walking up the walkway. So then I'm walking back over and I'm holding the stroller, and this is when I'm like really crying. And like, Grant took the stroller for me, got their names, and then I sat in CVS for about 15 minutes crying over it.
I wish I was there.
And then I came in
I
and
know,
Wait. So Robin, did you ask them again?
Yeah, well, they have 2 guys relations, so I go to the guy. I'm like, he was at the very beginning. I went, hey there, guys. How many? What do you guys? And I was like, I just have to check if you're okay and comfortable with what we're doing and not for it. And the guy was just like, yeah, he's fine, you can do it. And I was like,
Who's like,
and then I like looked his name and went, yeah.
Where are you trying to put it?
Why are you decorating now?
Get it festive.
I remember one time a guest mocked me when I said, can you walk on
yeah,
the
you were
walkway?
pissed.
And they said, yeah. And I said, okay, can you also climb down a 12-foot ladder in case of evacuation? They're like, yeah. And I said, perfect, all right, you guys are good to go. And I hear the girl pushing the wheelchair go, can you climb down a 12-foot ladder? And I was like,
I was at Fast Fast.
all right, you know what?
Can you
I
suck
hope
a
this
dick?
ride breaks down. And I was
It stopped because you were at load 1.
so I got put on load 1. And I was like, I see them coming up and I'm like, all right, I'm obviously not just gonna stop the ride just to be petty. But thankfully, my person did not notice them coming through the line. So I didn't say anything, so they got stuck in the metal part when there was 2 wheelchairs already parked. And as they're coming up, she goes, oh, I didn't see you guys. Oh, not only were 2 wheelchair party already in front of them as well. And she's like, sorry, I didn't see you guys, but you have to be removed from the line right here. I already have 2 wheelchairs parked and someone else is in front of you. They threw a fit, and I remember the entire time I was looking at them, just sending people.
Where were they removed from the line?
Pan. So like
Right before they got on, like.
So it was during Christmas party?
It's in the car, so they went through the metal thing.
because I saw them coming through merge, and I was like,
I'm already giving you
Nope.
$3.
I'm gonna make you get pulled out of the line.
Aha.
Every time I
So
talk
they got
about
pulled out of the
people,
line, and the entire time I made
Like,
sure that they saw me staring at them and gave them these shittiest faces.
Huh.
Okay, so despite all the shitty, like, I think I really just have like yell at me written across my face.
No, there's
Chelsea,
no
don't
such
have
thing
your
as
story
yell
like
at me.
sped up. So like story 10. Oh yeah, yell at me right across in here. Despite all the shitty things that happened, there was this one time. So this was one besides Sappy. Besides meeting all of you guys. That's right. Meeting all of you. Embarrassing. There was this. It was the first time I ever had a Signal 70. It was this woman. She had come up to me. She was super calm, and she approached me. I was at pan standby, and she was like, "Hey." She's like, "I lost my son," and I was like, "Okay." Like I was just like going through like normal procedures with her, and she's like, He's 20 years old. He has super high functioning autism. We left him in the line for Peter Pan. He was like right up at the part where the shields were, and she was like, we went to go to the, like, I forget what she said that they went to go do, but she was like, we went to go do something, me and my 2 other daughters. We can't find him. I have his phone because it was gonna die. Like we just took it. We assigned a meeting spot. He's just not there. And so I was like, okay, so I called security, and as I'm standing there waiting with her, she's telling me like all about like their trip, and she was like, the last time we lost him, like he was a little bit younger, and it was in Hershey Park, and my husband was the one who found him, and she was like, my husband just passed away like 3 weeks ago, and like this trip was like for him, and like he wanted like them to like see Disney, and like it was for him, like it was all like they were doing all of this for him. So she was getting super upset. I stood out there with her, like I walked around the area with her. I stayed with her because her daughters had left to like go do something else, and they were off somewhere. So she was just trying to stay in the area to see if he would like show up. And so we like checked everywhere. We checked like in the bathroom, security checked everywhere. I stood out there. I stood out there with her for 2.5 hours. I missed a break. Travis got so mad at me, so I had to take my one break like so late. And Travis was like, you have to come inside, like you have to take your break. And I was like, okay. And I kept it together so well up until they made me go into CDS, and then I just like could not stop crying because I was like, she's alone, like her daughters aren't there, her son's missing, her husband just passed away. I could not leave this woman alone. I was so upset for her. And so then Travis comes into CDS and he's like, come here. And I was like, sobbing. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, go see her. And I was like, okay. The son had gotten himself back to their hotel, like exited the park, got on the monorail or the bus, got himself back to their room, was in their room, was just hanging out. He was like, I couldn't find you guys. Like, I just like figured it would be good for me to go back to the room. Like, I just wanted to be there. And this woman hugged me so tightly and would not let me go. She insisted that I give her like my first and my last name. So I gave her my first and my last name. I was like, okay. She friended me on Facebook and she wrote me this whole long message about like how appreciative she is for me and like how I stayed with her and like all these super, super nice things. And like, she was just so nice. So that was definitely like a high for me.
That's a story, man.
Wasn't she supposed to send you a gift?
She did send me a gift. She did. She like really asked for my address, and I was like really super hesitant about it because I was like, that's kind of like a lot. But she was like, no, like I need to send you something. Like I have to. So I gave her the housing address because I was like, she can't come in if she like doesn't have an ID and like something bad's gonna happen. And she sent me like a package of like a bunch. She's a Mary Kate representative, so she sent me like a bunch of like Mary Kate like face washes and stuff like that. And she's like, you like deserve so much more, but like here, just like to keep all of this for us. And I was like, she's so sweet. So yeah.
Good shit.